welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Brazil 1, Colombia 1 in CONMEBOL Copa América 2024 Group D. The final match day of the groups are over. Brazil, Colombia advance. Costa Rica, Paraguay are eliminated. We have our 8 teams that are left in this tournament. Brazil was the 8th team to qualify because Colombia had already qualified for the knockout stages. It was a question of where do they qualify? What place do they qualify? That's what this game was for. And a draw means Colombia first, Brazil second. Colombia versus Panama on Saturday. Brazil versus Uruguay on Saturday. But congratulations to both Brazil and Colombia for advancing. Felicidades, Brazil, Colombia. Commiserations to Costa Rica and Paraguay. Brasil 1, Colombia 1 en la CONMEBOL Copa América Grupo D. Brasil y Colombia avanzar de la cuartos de final. Costa Rica y Paraguay eliminado. Commiserations. Felicidades, Brasil, Colombia. Costa Rica y Paraguay, commiserations. With that being said, a 1-1 draw where Brazil played pretty well tonight. All things considered, I thought Brazil played pretty well. I thought they played a good game of football. I thought they showed that they're starting to figure things out under Dorival Jr. They're starting to figure things out. Defensively, they were good. They did give Colombia a chance to score. You don't do that. You don't give Colombia an opening to score. You just don't do it. But in the end, Brazil figured it out. They got the win, or they got the draw, but they advanced without a worry in the world because Costa Rica allowed a goal and 1-2-1, not enough. Not a worry in the world. They were angry at the end because they should have had a corner. Frankly, they weren't given it. They were mad about the ref blowing the full-time whistle, which I understand that. But Colombia, they were comfortable. They had already advanced before this match day. They played a pretty good 11, but they were pretty comfortable. They just wanted to keep their unbeaten streak, which in the end they did. They got a 1-1 draw. They got an opening to score, and they put it away. Brazil could have won. I think they were the better team tonight, arguably so. They had more to lose and more to gain. If they won the game, they would have won the group, and they would have advanced. No worries about Costa Rica. They didn't really have to worry about Costa Rica because Costa Rica, for a while, looked like they were going to win 4-0. That is true. But they didn't. Paraguay scored a goal on them. It was only 2. They slowed up. And I didn't think Brazil was going to get stomped out by Colombia. I did think they would lose, but I didn't think they would get stomped out 4-0. I didn't think so, at least. But Brazil showed that they've started to learn. They've started to build with Dorival into a better team. And I guess you have to build from the back and be comfortable defensively before you move on offensively and try to push things together and bring them all together. I get it, though. Goals were scored as follows. In the 12th minute, Brazil with a free kick. Rafinha takes and slots a golazo just past the hand of Camilo Vargas. A beautiful, beautiful goal by Rafinha. A beautiful free kick. And it's 1-0 in the 12th minute. 1-0 esta noche. Rafinha. Golazo. Golazo, Rafinha. But in the 45th plus second minute, 3 minutes left of stoppage time after this, Daniel Munoz scores a goal. Ball played to him. A beautiful cross. He's onside because the 2 defenders on the other side of the pitch keep him onside. Ball switched play into the box. He takes a beautiful shot past Alisson, and it's 1-1. Beautiful goal by Munoz. A heads-up play, a heads-up run, stays onside barely, slots it home. Beautiful. Halftime 1-1, medio tiempo 1-1. Full-time is the same score. 1-1, 1-1 esta noche. Brazil draw, but it gets them through the group stage as the 8th team to qualify. Full-time stats are as follows. 7 shots to 13. 3 shots on goal to 6. 51% possession to 49%. 422 passes to 402. 81% pass accuracy to 84. 14 fouls, 19. 1 offside to 2. 3 yellow cards to 2. 0 red cards to 0. 6 corners to 5. Brazil, a very good game, I thought. I thought they played well. Now, I think Savio should have been on earlier. I think Douglas Luiz should have been on earlier at the half. I think Gabriel Martinelli should have played. But in the end, Brazil had a good defensive performance, and they had good forward play, especially in the first half. I thought Brazil was solid. Solid. A 1-1 draw is not a bad result against a Colombia who's flying, who beat you a couple of months ago, and now you're starting to get things. Brazil is starting to get hot. You don't let Brazil get hot. Now, CONMEBOL's like, this might be good, you know? This might be good. We might get our Messi versus Brazil match in the final, like we like to have, but which would be the second straight final. That's Brazil, Argentina. I think it was Peru, Brazil in 2019. Brazil was in there, though. But, again, for me personally, Brazil played a very good match. They showed that they do have potential. They showed that if they figure this system out, the only reason they played so dirty was because they were trying to get their confidence back at the back. Because the way I realize it, the way I see it, is Dorival knew they shipped goals under Denise. He was trying to give them their confidence back at the back with a sort of generational shift at the back as well. Try to give them their confidence back, which they did do, which they have done. Now that we've done that, we could push forward and figure out the rest of the team and show them, hey, here's what we do. Let's figure this out, guys. Let's be better. And it worked. To an extent of it worked. And you know what? Maybe you have to figure things out and crawl before you walk. And this is the perfect time to start walking after crawling. It is. Or the Paraguay game, I guess, as well. But I see when they had the 1-0 lead, I'm like, they might just win this game. I was like, they might just win this game. And I'm surprised it ended up 1-1. I mean, Colombia's flying, but they gave them space. You shouldn't give Colombia space. If you give them space to attack, it's curtains for you. And you did. You gave them one chance to attack, and they made you pay for it. They keep their streak. You go through. All's well that ends well, personally. All's well that ends well for both sides of the coin. All's well that ends well. But for me, Brazil played a very good game of football. I think Colombia played a good game. I think James Rodriguez looked amazing. It's a shock he didn't get an assist tonight. It's a shock that he didn't absolutely burn them tonight. He played well, but he didn't burn them. It's a shock. It's a shock, in my opinion. But, you know, you look at the game and you're like, you know what? Brazil, Colombia, they both played well. It was a decider of basically who wins the group, and Colombia wanted it more. And they still are flying. But they look a bit mortal. In this game, they looked a bit mortal, you know? And that's kind of crazy to think that I wouldn't have expected Brazil to make Colombia look mortal, even after them beating Paraguay like they did. I didn't expect it. But Colombia looks mortal, and that's good for other teams. I mean, Colombia playing Panama, they should be fine. They should romp that as well. I mean, Panama's a good team, but Colombia, 26 unbeaten. Their winning streak's over, but their unbeaten streak is still going. 26 unbeaten. I don't see it. I mean, Panama's had a good tournament, but I don't see it. I think this is house money at this point. I don't see it. Brazil versus Uruguay, it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be an interesting match, but I still like Uruguay. I still like Uruguay winning that match, probably, because Uruguay's been great. And you could say, but they struggled against the USA. I think they knew they were through. Even if they had lost, they knew they were through. They weren't really worried about it. They had enough cushion with the goal differential that they did what they had to do. And they won anyway, but they did what they had to do pretty much. That's what their MO was, and that's what they did. I think when it's a knockout game, they're going to show a lot more. With Bielsa still back as the manager, I think you saw Uruguay out of necessity sort of calm. I don't think they'll be that way against Brazil or play calm instead of El Loco type football. It still didn't look bad, but there you go. With that being said, though, Brazil could be interesting against Uruguay. Colombia against Panama, I think we know how that'll go. But if it's Colombia versus Uruguay in the semifinal, ooh, baby. Or we could get a rematch where Colombia might still look mortal. So who knows? who knows? Who knows? I guarantee you the semifinal, Colombia is going to look mortal. Do they lose? I don't know. What I do know is they're going to look mortal whether it's Uruguay or Brazil, I would think. It's because if they looked mortal here, and arguably that you could say they looked mortal against Paraguay as well, but nobody really thought that. But, hey, you know what? Colombia, streak's got to end at some point, and I don't like where things are looking right now. I don't know if it'll survive the tournament. But if it does, great for you. I don't know if it will, though. Well, with that being said, Brazil played a damn good game. Colombia played a good enough game. They both draw. They both advance. I'm going to say man of the match was Rafinha with the goal. I think Rafinha scoring the goal. Man of the match. Beautiful golazo. Played a damn good game. I think he could have easily been better, but hey, we'll take it. Rafinha, man of the match. Brazil advances second. Colombia advances first. We have our quarterfinals set. No question. We know who's there. We know our 8 teams left. Half the teams are going home. Half the teams are golfing. And the 2 that aren't are going to be golfing very, very soon. So, we'll see. But with that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification when subscribe. Send super chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put us to playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow. First in the afternoon, I will upload my group stage recap, knockout predictions for Copa América. Then at 6:30, we will be live. 6:25, we'll be live for Toronto FC versus Orlando City SC. We'll be live for that game. And we will review that game once it's over. So we got a pretty full Wednesday, but I will see you tomorrow for some Copa reactions and MLS. And then we'll be back for Copa on Thursday. So there you go. I'll see you tomorrow. Congratulations, Brazil. Colombia. Felicidades, Brazil y Colombia. Commiserations, Costa Rica y Paraguay. And there are 8 teams left. Half the teams are left, and it'll keep on whittling down. With that being said, I will see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. What a fun group stage, but we got more to go.